putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. Saw a study. Look, we spend so much money on just nonsense in this country. It's the Kevin Jackson Show, KJRadio.com, 844-551-8255. Crazy money. Going down a black hole. And when you're look, you take all these little projects and you say, oh, there's $1 million for this, $1,000, $500,000, $1 billion, whatever. And they don't seem like a big deal. You add it all up, it's a lot of money. What bugs me most, though, is if you took these projects and you put a checklist by the American people and said, would you fund these things? The answer, and probably honestly 98% of the cases, I would go no. I would heck to the no. But our government finds a reason to do these things, and I'm trying to figure out, how does this come up? I'm reminded of those stupid commercials where they would say, hey, listen, there's a lot of money out there for the government, and all you got to do is be able to put your grant together, and there's money available for all kinds of crazy things. And I would think, yeah, whatever, that's a ripoff. You pay $45 and we'll give you the secret. And somebody paid it, and I think they're getting the money. I really think they're getting the goodies or grabbing the whoop whoop. Because you look at the stuff that gets funded. One of the things I remember, because it was so insane, was studying the effects of alcohol on Chinese prostitutes. $2.1 million. And I remember thinking, what do you think the effects of alcohol are going to be on Chinese prostitutes? The same thing that it is on rhesus monkeys, and the same thing that it is on a male prostitute. It's the same. Just making it Chinese different? Oh, they're full of MSG. Oh, it's different. $2.1 million. Don't even go to the center. What is it? It's called the Citizens Against Government Waste, CAGW or something like that. Go there and look at the different things that we spend our money on and tell me you'd spend your money on that nonsense. This is what bothers me. And you would think we should look, this is crony capitalism. This is somebody saying, hey, Chucky, look, I need a few bones, man. And he goes, I tell you what, you file for a grant and you tell them that you're going to study blankety blank blank, the mating habits of a brown squirrel that migrates in the winter. It'll be the most crazy thing. I can't think of anything funny and crazy today. That makes me mad right there. That's what you should be mad about if you're listening to this program, and you are right now. But whatever it is, they're talking to a congressman, and the congressman's going, okay, look, here's what I'll do. I'll get you the grant, but you got to donate $50,000 to the campaign or get a fundraiser going or whatever. I swear I think that's what happens, because you can't be this silly with the things you spend your money on and then try to act as if you're you're an intelligent part of the intelligentsia. You're the people that are supposed to be governing our money. I'm talking about congressmen. They have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that our money goes into things that we care about. And this, I got a study right here, and I swear, this is some Obama-era exploration of his sexuality, because I don't understand why we would do this. Why does the State Department of America, under President Trump, this had to originate under Obama, I swear, need to study the gender identity of Kenyan boys? Somebody? Anybody? You guys want to take a guess? I don't get this. They announced a $600,000 taxpayer-funded study that suggests, and here's the quote, ideals of masculinity in Kenya are contributing to terrorism. Now look, I don't know how big of a hotbed of terror Kenya is, but I do know that in Somalia it is. I do know that there are areas in the Middle East where it is. Why are we studying Kenyan boys? I bet you if we trace this down, that's what Barack Obama's like. I bet before I get out of here, I can get me another $600,000. And he took it on a bet. $1. This is ridiculous. The department's, quote, Bureau of Counterterrorism is seeking a nonprofit group to explore gender identities of boys and men in Kenya. The grant proposal states that men being, quote, tough, heterosexual, aggressive, unemotional, and achieving can make them vulnerable to joining Islamic extremist groups. Now, let's just hold on to that thought for just a second. If you're tough, you're heterosexual, I'm 2 for 2 so far, aggressive, I'm 3 for 3, unemotional, depending on the circumstances, I'm just still 3 for 3, you're 3 for 4, and achieving. Now I'm 4 out of 5. I'm 80% of what it takes the vulnerable class to joining in this Islamic terrorist group. If I were Kenyan, where's my ancestry? Because I don't think I'm any Kenyan. I'm Cameroon, and I'm Nigerian, and I'm Cameroon, and a couple of other things, Tongo and some, not Congo, but Benin. So anyway, I'm not Kenyan, so that's the one thing I got going for me. But I'm 4 out of those 5, and I'm unemotional when it comes to certain things. If you get me upset, I'm completely unemotional. You know, I got some dude sends me a buck dancing duck. You know, he's his Daffy Duck looking. You know, it's buck dancing. And I said, what's this supposed to mean? Yeah, Uncle Tom. See, I'm unemotional. If that dude was in front of me, he would not have the guts to tell me that. He wouldn't. I'll tell you what, if I'm that, what do you want to do about it? You want me to buck dance right now in front of you? Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Because once I'm finished, what are you going to do? Because the minute you do the wrong thing, I promise you, lights out for you. So what are you going to do? I'm unemotional in that regard. So I'm 5 out of 5. I'm just not Kenyan. I'm never going to join ISIS, so bada bing, bada boom. I guess it's part of the DNA of the Kenyan kids. Here's what they're going to say. Gender is increasingly recognized as an essential aspect to understanding and countering violent extremism throughout the world. To date, research and interventions on gender in Kenya have predominantly focused on the role of women and girls in violent extremism. Who paid for that? However, get this, men and boys are disproportionately recruited by and join terrorist groups and carry out terrorist operations. So let me stop there just a second and say, then why did you do the study on women? How much did that cost? In Kenya, they say there currently exists no CVE, Countering Violent Extremism, programming dedicated to the role of gender of boys and men's and vulnerability to violent extremism. Let me tell you what will stop violent extremism. By the way, everything they just described is the typical black kid growing up in America. You got to grow up tough. I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. I can't remember who. And I said, you know, what really bugs me is raising boys to men, which I've done, and having to spend time training them to be able to fight. In a civilized society, I shouldn't even have to worry about that. It should just be, go, hey, focus on your studies, be good be good citizens and whatever. You shouldn't have to fight. Oh, you know, we were talking about, I was having a conversation. I said, how many times do you think Donald Trump fought in his life? And whoever it was one of my friends. Can't remember who. And he goes, never? And then I said, twice at the most, right? He said, yeah. I said, Trump didn't even spend 2 seconds worrying about, I better go, hit the dojo. I got to go hit the weights or whatever. It was all about, academics, getting ahead, learning how to run businesses and things like that. We spend so much time in the minority community on this kind of nonsense. And all it does is it broods this idea, it just breeds this idea. You got to be tough. Let me tell you, if you grow up in the streets, in the hood, you better at least act tough if you're not. And you're going to get tried, so you better be able to back it up. Heterosexual. Really? So if I were gay, I wouldn't be as aggressive. Well, probably true. Which brings me to aggressive. Unemotional. meaning you probably suffer from PTSD. Ideals of masculinity. That's it. You want to stay. Look, let me just save you. Cut to the chase. Let me save America $592,500, almost $600,000. Young boys they grow up hard. They grow up in conditions like that. Yes, they are prone to violence. Let them have their fathers. Let them have their families. That'll stop them.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.